Hey, good evening. Welcome to the show. This is the show you have all been waiting for. We are discussing matters, phones. Oh, it's become a pandemic. This thing is getting out of control. It's causing a lot of family wrangles. It's even causing marriages to break and people who are in love to go separate ways. So today we'll be answering all your questions about phone boundaries, phone access. We'll even go out of our way and give you the legal aspect of it. It cannot get better than this. So invite all of your friends, share the link, and let everybody know that Ellie and Yokabi are just about to get started. So I don't know where Ellie is today. I'm trying to figure out where this dude is. So let's see whether we can find him. So now for the moment you've all been waiting for, we are inviting Mr. Ellie. Hey, Ellie, Buddha, with all that introduction. What are you doing? Ni nini hiyo kwanza?
Kitunguu.
Buddha, what's it with the
Onion.
kitunguu? What is it with the onion? What is it, Baba? What is it? What's going on?
You know, when you get to the kitchen, there are a lot of things you experience. And one of them is the onion.
Is it?
Sometimes it gets teary.
Yes, the onion is the...
I was just trying to get to the inside of this onion.
How is that going for you? How is it going for you?
It's a rotten one. This is a bad onion.
And it is going to make you cry.
And I'm equally crying.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Nyokabi. Glad to have you. And of course, we are on Late Night with Ellie and Nyokabi, GK Kamau. Pleasure to have you as always. And tonight, the discussion is just about to get juicy. For those who do not understand the translation of this word loosely, Nyokabi, what does it mean?
Simu ya mwenyewe. Kitunguu.
Kitunguu.
Kitunguu. Unaisema vizuri kitunguu. Kitunguu.
Kitunguu.
Hawezi saidika.
Let me take away my Vitunguu session because I'm about to wipe my tears off, laugh about it, and of course, have a great conversation as we talk about the new pandemic. You know this thing?
Yeah.
This thing, it creates havoc. And that's what we are going to discuss. And it's so small.
And this thing is it's so small, and it can separate two people who
have really loved. You know those people that once upon a time used to send messages to each other. You say, "Mwah." What do they respond to you? Mwah.
Mwah.
Mwah. Then you don't sleep. Then they say, "Mwahest." Then comes this thing.
I know this powerful gadget. Aki Ellie, you know I've discovered that this thing has a nini, this light that is used to make this phone. It helps you to experience. What is the name of that hormone? It's called electronic something hormone that makes you feel some type of way. It's a song hormone that makes you feel like you're in love. So you can understand why we are attached to these things, Baba. It provokes that hormone for lovey feeling. Ellie, you see, like now I'm tempted to check and see kama Ellie ako live, nione umepata like singapi. You know, I'm trying to see what's happening, Ellie. Just to check.
Even as I figure out what is happening with this phone, someone tells me if you want to have a safe life, especially in a relationship status, Nyokabi, avoid your partner's phone like a plague. How true are these statements, Nyokabi?
I think that's the ideal. Just like you have served the cake. You know, in a wedding, ndio watu waongoje. You know, you present the cake, you put it there, you display it, and people keep waiting for this cake. They salivate, they listen to all the speeches that are ongoing, so that by the time harusi inaenda kuisha hivi around 6:37 hapo, then the cake is cut. Finally, the climax of it. I think that should be the last question that we answer, Ellie. Should your partner have access to your phone? Is it right? Is it acceptable? How do you handle those partners that are controlling and they want to know what you're doing, where you're doing it, with who you're doing it with, and why
the who part. I like the who part.
maswali za maternity, ati amekuandikia message, hi, anataka nini, you know. So how do you handle such partners, and why is the phone becoming such an issue in the world we are living in today? I think we should climax that one of yes or no, should your partner have access to your phone?
Yeah.
What do you think? Ikue
I
keki.
believe ikwe
Cream.
keki yetu.
Ikue keki.
Hii
Yes.
keki imetengenezwa na anti wa Nairobi.
No
Kwanza
pass.
alienda shule. Okay, fine. We save that for the last. But in case you're joining us, remember the program on air tonight is Late Night with Ellie Enyo Kabi, GK Kamau. We are discussing an interesting topic, and the topic is Simu ya Wenyewe Kitunguu. So,
Kitunguu.
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 Not Litungu, Kitunguu.
Kitunguu.
So share the link, invite the friends. And of course, if you have your friend who is your partner, come, let's have this discussion. Let's have your experience. And remember to share with the hashtag Art in Heart or responding to live. Twende kazi Nyokabi.
Twende kazi.
Mm.
Now,
Kwanza
Ellie,
uambiwe umevaa vizuri sana. Kuna watu wamesema, eish, mnakaa poa. You are looking just phantamagorious.
kuma look leo, kuchapa look, Ellie, kuchapa look.
Hii
Inaitwa
look,
kuchapa look.
hii look yote tumechapa. Alafu guys, you are not just there to be seen. You should please come see us. Yes, Nyokabi yuko on fire. Leo mumeamua nao suti. Salama, we have decided we are not leaving anything to chance, because when it comes to the discussion that surrounds what happens with people's phones, these are serious discussions. So this serious look, it's for business. And Nyokabi Kamau has business news for you. Twende kazi Nyokabi.
So today I want to talk about this special gadget, this beautiful small thing. And I first of all want to define what is a phone. A phone is a gadget. It's an electrical gadget that you use to make phone calls, to write SMSs. Now we are using them to take photos. We are using them to record videos. You know, when the time that us we were growing up, we could only take one photo and it was black and white. Na ilikuwa inapigwa hivi alafu inatoka hivi. I don't know whether Eli ulikuwa hizo siku.
Niliona Kodak. When Kodak was Kodak.
Yes, that generation of. So this is a gadget that has helped us maintain communication. It's a gadget that has, it's instrumental. Let me say it's a very instrumental gadget, but it can also be very destructive if it is not properly used. Now I want to talk about phone etiquette. Before we get into it, Ellie, I want to talk about phone etiquette. And I want to challenge people there on social media, akina comment, akina Nora, akina Sarah, akina Ellie, naona pia umenini hapo, comment to tell us what they think the word etiquette means. I want to talk about phone etiquette just to lay the basis of what we'll be talking about today, so that we can go to phone boundaries in relationships. So phone etiquette, what is etiquette? So I want people to tell us in the comment down below what is etiquette, because we are learning about phone etiquette today. So etiquette is basically or comments. So the first thing that you want to do with your phone, you need to know that a phone can make somebody feel ignored. A phone can make somebody feel like you're not listening to them by just holding it. You don't even have to have your screen on, or you don't even have to be scrolling anything. By the fact that you're just holding your phone like this, the person who you're engaging a conversation with will feel like you're ignoring them, or like you're prioritizing the conversation to your phone. So the best thing to do when it comes to phone etiquette, if you're about to have a conversation with me, is that you put the phone away. And by the way, turning the phone upside down on a table during a dinner is not etiquette. Is not as effective as putting it in your purse or putting it in your pocket. The other thing about phone etiquette is about sounds and the music that you choose to listen to. I don't know whether you have ever been in a service, in a church, or in a burial, or somewhere where matters are sensitive, or in a hospital, and immediately unasikia miupenda napenda miupendana, and just when the father has said in the name of the father miupenda napenda, everybody just stands to go like, who is that sound? What's going on? So that is phone etiquette. When you enter into a place where there's need for silence, you observe the silence by maybe reducing the volume of your ringtone, or basically just put it on silent or on vibration. When it comes to matters phones etiquette, it can make you lose a job in an interview. If you walk into an interview, now ujue simu hainanga adabu. It's like a small baby. The timing is always off. The minute they ask you, Nyokabi, kindly tell us about yourself, the phone goes off.
Oh, you've changed. Nowadays, it's not tururu anymore.
No, these days it's the latest song that is hitting in the market. You know, kama si wako basi baby banani. You know, and you know the thing about these things, really, is that song.
The other one I know, they
Yes.
start. You see, you are there with your boss. Okay, Nyokabi, tell us about yourself and what you do.
Yes.
Then your phone decides to answer for you. Anaingia, anatoka. Wow.
Phone etiquette, people, phone etiquette. If you go into an interview room or if you go to somewhere where you need a one-on-one conversation, please first deal with your phones. Let me talk about these people who put this ringtone that is, hey, Ellie. You can hear it from across. Watu. We need to call them for a meeting. Please gather.
Jenny,
These people.
come. Those people that Nyokabi is talking about with your ringtones and loud tones.
They know themselves.
They have arrived. They have arrived. Wait, we're still inviting them. Wamekuja?
Come.
Kaa hapa.
Sit
Nyokabi
down.
is talking.
Let's talk about your ringtones. Be sensitive with your ringtones. Be sensitive with your selection of music, because some of these things can be very offsetting. And that's why I gave an example of during a service. The minute preacher amesikia kama wewe wanani, utasikia tu in the process ameomba niambie wanani, because these songs just get into your head early. So let's have phone etiquette. The other thing I want to talk about is phone conversations. I don't know, Ellie, if you've ever been in a matatu somewhere, you're sitting somewhere and somebody is saying, umeweka hizo milioni 5 kwa account. Umeweka gapi? 2.5.
Wacha nikupigie simu. Wacha tupigiane simu Nyokabi. Aro, ninawa Njoroge.
Yo!
Oro.
Diboru!
Sasa. Ile 5 million. Njoroge aliweka kwa account.
Sijajua labda ameweka mita moja.
Mita moja. Kwa nini ni mita moja? Sasa itakuwa mita 6. Hiyo moja ingine ni penalty. Hatufanyi kazi namna hiyo.
Ellie, and you're there and you're listening. The other time I was in a parking lot here on Rwaka, and I was going to pick my car, and then somebody is telling the lady that they're talking to the phone. Actually, which is my strongest position? Ellie, which one do you enjoy the most? And I'm thinking, you're in public.
The one you call me daddy, or the one you tell me who is your daddy?
Who is your daddy? Exactly. Is it which one do you call me dad? You want me to come right now? You know, some of those phones, some of those conversations, they lack etiquette, and they present you as somebody who is grossly conduct, and they don't accord you the respect that you deserve. So it is very important that we understand the purpose of phone etiquette. Now, coming into relationship, that is the general concept of phone etiquette. Coming into relationships, can you imagine if now, Ellie, in this relationship of ours of doing the Wednesday night show with you, you're trying to talk to me and you're asking, Nyokabi, what do you think about phones? And I'm there. Oh, you are saying, Ellie, excuse me, what did you say? And I'm,
Nyokabi, what do you think about phone conversations?
Sorry, you said what? What did you say, Ellie? 1 minute, I text this Mr. BK and tell him I don't know something. You know, you're trying to have a conversation with somebody in the relationship and they are busy on their phone. You're trying to discuss issues. You're sitting somewhere, you have been invited by people there in their home to have conversations with them, and there you are. You are on your phone. We are talking about phone etiquette. And the lack of etiquette of phones is what is causing the destruction that we are seeing from phones, because there's nothing wrong with the phone. The phone is just fine. If you put it here and you leave it alone, there's no distraction it's going to cause. There's no breakup.
As long as the song as long as you put the phone there and say you don't know, put it in, you don't do that.
So Ellie, which are some of the experiences that you have ever had of phone lack of phone etiquette. Which are some of your major? Which one is the major one that you have? Ile yenye inakuashanga tu, ile yenye unajuanga, unajua uko in the unaomba vitu na mtu ako hapa anakuambia I'm thinking about it.
na saa hiyo engine imechemuka, radiator imefika huko.
Yes.
Saizi inaguruma kama engine ya Volkswagen.
Yes.
Na mtu ako hapa. Anyway,
hapa.
let's people have to understand what we are into, and we are discussing about simu ya wenyewe, and we have to lay some sort of foundation as to why this is a topic worth discussing.
Yes.
So have you ever been in a situation that you felt disgusted because of how someone next to you were actually using or misusing their gadget? And what was that situation? So comment in the comment section with the hashtag @inheart, hashtag responding to live. Nyokabi, to answer your question, yes, indeed, kuna tutabia tunaudhi. Those annoying little habits about phones.
Yes.
The one I discussed is loud alarm in the morning and you're not going to wake up. And you'll ask me to switch off the alarm on your behalf.
What was the purpose of the alarm? What was the purpose of the alarm?
Tell me about it. You've asked me what disgusts me. Tell me about it. Is that etiquette? Or etiquette, as you call it?
Etiquette. They should not. That is a good experience. I have never personally experienced that, where the alarm goes off and then the person doesn't wake up.
And you see, it's not this charming alarms from the likes of Huawei and the rest. I'm not trying to market any. Yeah, I'm not trying to market any phone company. But there's this particular company for rich people, and the alarm will go off, and you're like, "Oh, son of God!" And the phone is downstairs, for example. That's the most annoying one. For me, that's not. Anyway, what's your experience in the comment section? Let's just see what guys are saying over there. In your Nyokabi Salama says, na wale watu wa call button iko juu to a point you are even hearing the other person speaking and you become part of the conversation. Exactly.
I love this one, Ellie, because this one goes two ways. People who are in relationships, unaonanga akipigwa simu na ule mtu mwenye they are doing what they should not be doing. You know that person who you're talking about things you should not be talking about. Unang'ang'ana kufinya volume ishuke chini ndio mwana.
Huyo ni apostle jua anaomba kwa nguvu sana.
unafinya karibu hata sauti ipotee. These people just amaze me. These people lack etiquette. Because that should be a private conversation between you and the person that you're speaking to. And does even the person know that you're broadcasting the conversation? Maybe anakuomba sukari, nataka kila mtu asikie, hey, unataka sukari.
Sukari gani ile ya sukari hiyo?
Ya It is crazy.
Great. Thank you so much. And then wachana hata na voice speaker. I enjoy reading people's messages on Matatu and helping them to reply silently. There are those people who you become part of the conversation and they're like, you are busy on your phone and they're like laughing on your behalf. You're like, mwambie uko kwa matatu.
Ellie, I know those people. I was playing this game one time in a matatu and I was playing this game, spelling. I love these mind games for spelling different letters because I have a disorder that I have to keep practicing how to spell some things. So I was playing this game and I'm trying to look for this particular word. And then now I got so frustrated I couldn't get the word. The person who is sitting next to me has gotten the word. Do you know what he did, Ellie?
Give you the answer.
He reached out to my phone and typed the word. The whole time this dude ndio hawa wale watu wa kuparticipate kwa simu za wenyewe. Phone etiquette. The phone is a private gadget.
So
stop snooping.
And that's where I really want to take it from. The phone is a private gadget. So when does the intrusion of privacy come into play, Nyokabi, especially in a relationship situation?
Well, I want to use my phone a bit because I want to define the word. I think I had looked for it. I don't know whether I still have. I want to use the dictionary definition of the word trust. because intrusion comes from lack of trust, mostly in romantic relationship, and also from curiosity. Because one of the things we have seen, the one that most of our people who are watching the show have given us, is curiosity. You're sitting next to somebody who you don't know, and they are busy going through their phone, and you're snooping, you're reading their text, you're playing their video games, you're participating in a conversation that you should not be participating. There is that curiosity that killed a cat. But mostly in relationship is the issue of trust. If your partner is snooping around your phone, they don't trust you. Even if they don't know that they don't trust you, then you should know that they don't trust you, and you should let them know. So what is trust? When you talk about trust, we are talking a firm belief in the reliability or truth or ability of someone or something. So the key words that I want us to note is the firm belief. Firm belief is like the way you believe that you're a Christian. It's like the way you believe that you're a Muslim. It's like the way you believe you're a Hindu. You have a belief in something. And when you believe in that something, you trust it. You wait on it. You don't question it. You believe what it is that you believe. When it comes to the issue of reliability, you know that you can depend and that you can rely on the God that you worship. You know you have that friend who you know when you call them, they will answer. There's that person who you know when you ask them to play a particular role, significant role in your life, they will play it despite the situation they are in. That reliability comes from the word trust. There is the issue of the ability of someone or something. So when it comes to matters issues and you're feeling the need to snoop or to go through your partner's phone, number one is that you don't believe in whatever they have told you. Either you don't believe in the explanation they have given you about the relationship you're in, you don't believe in the relationship yourself, you don't believe in yourself as well, because you're also doing things with the phone outside of the relationship, and therefore you're suspecting your partner is doing a similar thing that you're doing. So all this snooping of phones in romantic relationship mostly is propelled or is catalyzed by the fact that you don't trust your partner. You need them to prove to you that they are trustworthy. You need to keep checking for yourself so that you can believe the story they are giving you or what they are selling to you. And if you're in that situation, then what you need to address is the trust issue that you have, because mistrust comes from somewhere. There is a particular reason why you don't trust them. There is something they did that made you question them. If it has nothing to do with them, then it has everything to do with you. It has to do with the experience that you have had before. Maybe you probably got out of the relationship that you are in because your partner was unfaithful to you, and now you have that thing at the back of your mind: is this person cheating on me? Maybe your partner used to have WhatsApp messages with people, or there are those people who DM people on Facebook, or maybe how you met this person is also playing a very key role in how you trust them with their phones. If you're people who met on social media, on the DMs, hey, how you get them is how you lose them. That's the notion. So you think that because he chatted you, because he had a conversation with you that resulted or ended in a romantic relationship, that he will probably do it to someone else. And sometimes, Ellie, these are subconscious things that are at the back of your mind. These are things that you're not even aware that they're in the surface, but you're projecting them in a way. So I normally say, if you're feeling the need to check your partner's phone, find out why. What's propelling this desire? What's causing you to be at that place where you want to verify whether your partner is trustworthy, is reliable, they have the ability to remain faithful in that particular relationship? Ellie, ask me a question.
Question is, Nyokabi, so the whole point that you trying to drive home, the only
Mhm.
reason one will take their partner's phone without their consent, it's purely because they are suspicious of unforetold activities, or there's more than that?
Mm,
Is it just about
absolutely.
the trust issue?
Sometimes it's about the trust. It's mostly in romantic relationship, it has something to do with trust, and
Mm.
sometimes it has something to do with curiosity. You're just curious to find out which kind of
Mm.
photos has this person taken, what are they doing, who are they talking to, because you feel like this person isn't open with you enough that you can believe whatever they tell you. And there are people who are open, but still you feel it's not enough, it's not meeting that need that you have to be comfortable and to trust your partner.
Let's see what the
So
ladies are saying on the comment section, Nyokabi, so that we can get
yes,
there. And I'm very happy that the ladies are actually having a conversation with us. We start all the way down from Zena, who says, "Thank you, Zena, for watching." And she says it's good to avoid your partner's phone. That is the question was, have you ever snooped on your partner's phone and why? She says
yes,
it's good to avoid your partner's phone. End of story. And I think it's because Kitunguu can get into the whole situation.
yes.
Lumasai says, when you snoop on that phone, you can end up brokenhearted. So avoid, like you'll avoid anything else under the sun. Sarah, she's just laughing out and having a good time. But let's see
Mm-hmm.
why she's laughing. And Salama says, Nyokabi, if a man gives me his password, that's where it all ends. He belongs to the streets. Mtu normal, hapeani password. Like, who does that?
I
She's asking,
know.
who does that?
He's over transparent. He's over transparent. Ellie, he's over transparent. That is an alarming. That's
Never,
a red flag. That's a red flag.
never, never.
That's a red
Let's go, let's go. So far,
Oh
thank you so
my
much, Salama. Thank you for your contribution. Uh, okay, and again, there earlier on, Zena had said, phone is the biggest enemy of our relationship. Should we go just to the back ages where we used to use smoke to communicate? I don't know about that, but let's see what God says. God says, when you're next to someone and they say, and they are busy on their phone and they laugh loudly as if all of you are on the same phone. Kama unatumia simu na inakufurahisha, check kimoyomoyo. Cheka
God.
kimoyomoyo. You know, you and I are here having a conversation, and then I'm here like, no, 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 no. Cheka kimoyomoyo. You might just arise some suspicions. Thank you so much, Susie Love, for joining. Lucy Kapum Pum, Noreen, of course, and every other one that is on. Catherine Osiara, thank you so much for joining. Yes. Jojo says, one of the red flags for those in relationship is when someone starts asking you, ulikuwa unaongea na nani? Mmeongea nini? Oh no, that's the worst question ever. I hate that question.
And you
Just
know
for
this
information.
question, Ellie, and you know this question, Ellie, is normally accompanied with this question of why has your tone changed? That's not the
Ah,
way you normally talk on the phone. Why
mm,
is it that when you're talking to someone, let's say like Ellie, you don't
mm,
talk the same way you're talking when
mm.
you're talking to somebody else? You
You-
know, it comes with those accompaniment, those to mistrust issues of
Probably uko na deni, unabembeleza mwenye deni.
ndio hiyo Ellie, ndio hiyo.
So ututuma swali ta, umekuwa ukiongea na nani? Mmeongea nini?
Na kwa
Never.
nini? Na kwa nini? Na
Why
kwa
at
nini
this
mlikuwa
time?
mnaongea?
Maybe it's the only
Ndio.
time they're available. Probably they work in the mines. They just having their time away from their mine holes. Anyway,
Kweli.
okay, great, great. So again, we are asking, have you ever snooped on your partner's phone and why?
Right.
So Nyokabi, to come back to
Yes,
perspective, we are actually
yes,
trying to understand the pros and cons of actually getting into one's phone because apparently it's a private property. Apparently,
it is.
I was
Yes,
talking to one of my friends who happens to be a lawyer and was telling me that a phone is actually a private property and
yes.
you must have express consent to actually access your partner's phone, regardless of your relationship. But there's always a thin line in between, depending on how you relate. So, uh, okay, anasema hello na sauti strange. Okay, fine. That is just part of the conversation happening in the comment section. Guys, remember hashtag art in heart. Don't forget that it helps us to really get out there and reach as many people as possible. So, Nyokabi,
Yes.
kivyako, do you think it's a bad idea in the first place to get and start snooping around in somebody's phone instead of asking the question, even though you might not get the answers you want?
It's an extremely bad idea, Ellie. It's a bad idea to start going through your partner's phone. Number one, what you're looking for, you will find. Because if
Ah,
you choose to mistrust, yes, if you choose to mistrust somebody, then expect the mistrust to be paid. You will find. kitunguu
yenye
kitunguu
imeoza.
kitakuwa kichungu. Once you decide to go looking at somebody's phone, whatever you're looking for, you will get. Number two, for me, that is a red flag. If you're in a relationship and somebody is looking at your phone, they are either motivated by that what we said, which is jealousy and lack of jealousy, mistrust. There is the issue of control. The person wants to control who you can talk to, why you can talk to them, why they want to know what's happening, intrusive things. The other thing is that in that relationship, you don't have something that is called boundaries. Ellie, and I want to make it very clear. People who are in romantic relationships, especially people who are married or people who are together in a relationship, they think that you don't need boundaries, that your partner is all yours. You can put your fingers in their nose, you can put their fingers in their eyes, you can
And
scratch
they will
their
not.
ears whenever you want. That's a very
Just remind them,
toxic relationship.
just before you forget, remind them where those fingers can be put, because we discussed this before we lose traction.
Ellie, even
Don't put
putting
in
those
people's
fingers,
noses.
even putting fingers in people's vaginas, you need to ask for consent. You just can't go putting fingers at it because he's your partner and you're there having an erotic experience. You just decide who are without
Wow.
even telling the person
No, you
you're
you
ordering
you
this card.
you
What's
missaid
going
it.
on.
You missaid it. It's not why, it's wow.
It's chobolio.
Chubulio? It's okay. Chubulio is when you get into water, but chobolio it's when you get into a void. It's all right. Continue.
And you're thinking, what is happening, Ellie? Relationships need boundaries, and boundaries are set at every level of relationship. I don't know, Ellie, if you have ever had a girlfriend come over to your house and they sleep over, and the next morning they brush their teeth with your toothbrush.
Ah,
Ellie,
God of Jesus! Just because we kiss doesn't mean you own my brush. You need to get to a level. Even though Sauti Sol sang, oh, sijui nini nini, and now you are using my toothbrush. No. Please, graduate gradually. Umekuja mbio sana. That's too fast.
it's too
By
fast.
the time you share my brush, kuna ka level. This level is a different level. Hii ilikuwa level ya usiku. Now this is daytime. I can see you in 3D. Please come slowly. Not my toothbrush. Come slowly. Just
Ellie,
like we came yesterday. Come slowly.
Ellie, I want to say that you shouldn't share toothbrushes because they are bacterial that you can transfer to each other and cause to decay and infections. So you use your own toothbrush, let your partner use their own toothbrush. But the point of this example was how people think that because we're in a romantic relationship, we shouldn't have boundaries.
And those ones that take your boxers and start wearing them.
Please. Unajua, in the movies they see that all the time and they think it's sexy.
So it's the problem of Hollywood. It's not our problem. It's the Hollywood issue.
Romantic. But in most cases it is romantic. But what I say, instead of wearing the boxers, why don't you just wear the shirt alone by itself?
Oh, so that in case there is Zimamoto, you just go. You just disappear into the wild.
And even walking around there in the house with the shirt, there's a beautiful, appealing effect. So you just wear the shirt alone instead of going all the way to
you just saying 150, 150, 150. What is that? The speedometer.
We are talking about phones today, Eli.
I'm okay. We are focused. We are. This is very in context. We started why you shouldn't feel overprivileged. Just because the other night we were doing shitty art and in the morning you believe now you own my toothbrush. It's a no-go zone. So why it is in relationship to the phone? Tuendelee. Lakini boxers tukubaliane, mnaweza vaa. Tuendelee.
Okay. Boundaries. Back on me confused. Words evaporate.
Okay, let me bring you back to the story. This one says this. Hey, that's a long one. Thank you for taking time to write it out. Suzlove, I'll try read everything in context. I have ever stole my base phone. I hide it, and the following day I went to work with it because I had misunderstood like a whole week before. Nilipofika job kufungulia simu, imebadilishwa password. The password I used to know had been changed. I felt like dying. In the evening, when I went back home, I asked for the password he gave me. But before I was given the password, I it was fire. Vitu niliona kwa simu. The things I saw on the phone was cheating, but we talked. Tukaekewana since simu ya mwanaume naya.
Ellie, I want to
Yes.
ask a question, and allow me to ask our viewers this question.
Mm.
When you're going through your partner's phone, what are you looking for? And what are you
Okay.
looking to achieve? And when you achieve what you achieve, what does it mean for you? Because
Mhm.
it's very important to understand that what you don't know doesn't hurt you as something that you know. Do you know you can live with a terminal disease for 90 years, but the day you discover that you're terminally ill, you die in 3 months?
Yeah.
Because the effects when you're going through your partner's phone, unatafuta nini? Na hiyo kitu yenye unatafuta ukiipata, utafanya nini nayo? Because you
Mhm.
see, you have scrolled your partner's phone, they have known that you know they are cheating, you have known that they are cheating, and then you have continued in the relationship. The
Mhm.
message you have sent to your partner is that you're okay with cheating, or you're willing to forgive them when they cheat. So
Mhm.
there's a leverage that you have over your partner when they don't know your response
Mhm.
about cheating. If you notice people who get caught cheating, the first time they get caught, after that they get caught numerous times and more oftenly than they used to get caught before.
Amekuwa
Because
serial killer.
yes, they realize that I can get away with it. I just need to apologize. I just need to let this person know that I'll not do it again. And then they start using it to manipulate you. So you're also, by not going through your partner's phone, you're also protecting yourself and ensuring that you're not crossing a line that you cannot be able to come back from. And you're not sending the wrong message to your partner. So for me, Ellie, to answer your question, I am not an advocate for people going through their partner's phones, because the minute you have access to that information, you have condoned that behavior. You have embraced that behavior. It's not a deal breaker for you. And in the process, you have ended up hurting yourself in a very profound way that people don't realize that you don't get over, no matter how long you go through it. So it is important as a person that
Mhm.
you protect yourself by not touching your partner's phone. You protect you protect your modesty, you protect your integrity, you protect your value, you protect who you are by not going through your partner's phone. The other thing I always ask, why are you suspecting your partner? That is a question I always ask. Why are you suspecting your partner? Are your concerns founded? Are they grounded? Do you have a reason and a tangible reason? Can you articulate that reason why you're suspecting your partner? Could it be that somebody is greeting you in the office and you're starting to to giggle,
Mhm.
to giggle, and you start thinking, oh, maybe even my partner is doing the same? Could it be is a past experience where you have been betrayed before and you're looking for that mistake of your past partner in your present past partner? These are very key things, Ellie, that people need to ask themselves before they go snooping into their partner's phones. What are they looking for? And when they get it, Ellie, what will they do with it? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Yeah, don't bother. Ati na simu
Miss
yako umewekelea hapo. Sina haja nayo
Miss
unless
Miss,
nataka kukasirika.
Miss Jen says, "Art in heart, I don't get why you would look anyway unless you want to get hurt. That's on you."
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Jen, for your message. And yes, again, Susie seems to be the highest contributor of tonight's topic.
Mm.
I suppose she has quite some experience. And she says, I don't take their phones, but Allah is my hubby. I can access his phone anytime I feel like. And that is what exactly we are talking about. Their
Ownership.
boundaries.
Ownership. You don't
Eh,
own your partner. He's your husband, but you don't own them. They are with
mhm,
you out of choice. He's not a property you buy from the supermarket that I went and I bought Kamau from the supermarket. He's with
mhm,
me out of choice. So I don't own him. I need to give him space to choose to want to be present in the relationship. I need to allow him to choose to be faithful. I need to allow him to do with what he wants to do with his own personal property that he bought with his own money.
mm.
This is a property that I own. I have access to it. I have control to it. That's why I'll put a password, I'll put the biometric, I'll put whatever, because it's a property I have bought.
You'll put
This
face
leash,
recognition. There are
yes,
some
this
people who are using
leash,
other face recognition to to recognize their phone. You try in the night, it doesn't recognize. You have to put under for it to wake
yes,
up.
yes. You know, this leash that people put around their partners, that you're my husband, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, you're my wife, therefore I have the right to you. No, it's a privilege. You're not entitled to me. I am in this relationship because I want to be in the relationship. And those are some of the things, that help boundaries to remain in place. Those are some of the things that answer the question of, do you respect your partner? Do you respect the decisions that they have made? Because the issue about cheating is respecting that decision. You see, for me, Ellie, if you're in a relationship with you and you decide to go behind my back and stab it, you have, number one, you have earned the right for me not to respect you. Number two, I have to respect the decision that you have made, because I have no control over that decision that you have made. So what you're telling me is that I should respect that you're not a faithful person in this relationship. And now when I choose to respect that, then I make a decision about myself. Do I want to be in a relationship with somebody who does not respect this relationship? Do I want to continue with someone who does not respect themselves to know that they're in a relationship? Then it becomes a deal breaker for me, because I don't want to normalize infidelity. I don't want to normalize unfaithfulness. I find people who we find you do coaching and you find out that the person was cheating long before they got married. And now it's becoming an issue. So I normally ask these people, if he was cheating before you got married, what makes you think he's going to stop cheating because you married him or you married her? Eli, hizi vitu wacha kutafuta if you're not ready to make decisions about it. Wachana nayo. Yes.
Sasa kama unataka kusample magari uone gani inaenda mbio kuliko Ferrari, what do you do? Anyway, let's get back to the topic. And we have Zena who says, Wamama, that is ladies, continue snooping through your men's phones. And you men, continue snooping through your ladies' phones. Wababa, endeleeni kuchokora simu za wa mama zenyu. Mnachokitafuta ni ipo. Siku mtakuja kupata tu, yani mtakuja pata maradhi ya moyo pamoja na kichaa. You will get heart attack and of course loco. Thank you so much, Zena, for your contribution. And let's see who else is here. Let's see. Kipros says, okay. Kipro, thank you for your contribution. And who else is here? Mia Hamsini, yes, boxers na nguo lazima tuvae. That was way before we actually dived deeper. Thank you so much, everybody that is doing their contribution. And Lucy Kapumpum says she's here to learn and preparing, not preparing to do that soon. She's not planning to snoop into anybody's phone. By the way, unajisaidia sana. So, Nyokabi.
Yes.
We've talked about what you find in phones. Kuna wale watu, there are those sample of people, they say, hey, can I borrow your phone so that I can make a phone call? How do you end up in the gallery?
I have always wondered.
Zinapatana aje. And then there is another crop. There's another crop. You give them, hey, look at this photo. Instead of looking at that photo, they start swiping to the next. No, what did we agree? Was that the agreement? I was very specific. I told you, look at this photo. Did I tell you go to the next? What do you tell those kind of people?
Etiquette. Phone etiquette. And that's why we started with the word phone etiquette. And etiquette is basically good manners. Naona watu hawakuchukua challenge yangu ya kuniambia what is etiquette. Etiquette is basically good manners. Phone etiquette. When I give you my phone to make a phone call, one phone call, please just make that one phone call. If I give you my phone to watch one video, just watch that video, close the phone and return it back to me. If it is a photo, see the photo, don't send it to yourself, because people also send themselves things from your phone. I have had people send photos of me to themselves and I'm thinking, Sasa, why are you sending a photo of me to yourself? You're not me.
Nyokabi, umedunga hivi, umeng'ara hivi. Kuna mtu anakuonanga tu kitembea 150 anasema, Nyokabi, nikipata picha yako mimi nitalala fresh. People are walking with milk, skimmed milk.
Heli shwali. Phone etiquette. Usitumie simu ya mtu zaidi. Do not
Mm,
ask your guests to give your children their phones. Do not. Phone
mm. Kwanza,
etiquette.
those two small babies, they are very, very intrusive. Oh,
Yes.
uncle, can I play game with your phone? Yes.
No.
And
No.
then
My answer is always no.
Nyokabi, I'm one
Mm.
of the worst parents. I think I am. I'm
Yes.
probably uncle to whoever is my nephew, niece, or whatever. I always
Yes.
tell them my phone is mine. Kama unataka kucheza na simu enda ucheze na baba yako, not mine. And it's not just because of the fact of what content is there. It's also
Yes.
because there has to be that space. There are people who, as you say, they tell ambia anko akusaidia simu yako. How?
I
Ndio
know.
mtoto aende achukue ile picha nilikuwa najipiga nikiangalia kama kinyozi imeingia vizuri, kama nywele imetoshana kila mahali. Tafadhali. Because
Phone
sometimes
etiquette.
you just want to see if the level is perfect. So
Yes.
you quickly check and you check, say yes, the level is, because sometimes you cannot reach.
You have to.
Nyokabi, you've never done it to check if the level is okay.
No.
Kwani what were you doing when Mr. Kamau was away? How were you? How did you know if it's Arabuka Sokoke is okay?
We are communicating. That is communication. That is
No, I've
communication.
just said sometimes you might not have it for the wrong purposes. You are just checking
Yes.
if kinyozi kama umepita kila pahali. And then the kid is there. Daddy, yes, uncle has a black forest. Continue.
Umeandika what is etiquette? What is phone etiquette is what we are talking about. What is phone etiquette? Ongeza phone hapo. Etiquette is
Tuongezee phone.
basically,
Wewe ulisema etiquette mara tatu. I can take you back to that clip, mami.
hiyo ndio shida ya kurekodi vitu. So we are saying that we need to have phone etiquette. If I give you my phone, Elif, to do a particular thing, just do that particular thing. I don't know whether you have ever had people who you give them the phone they send themselves money, they send themselves bundles,
Wanajifulizia.
wanajifulizia. Because even I had a niece one time I gave her my phone. I don't know why I had to take a video for me when I'm cooking for my YouTube channel, and then she fulizas for herself. So me and I don't even know there's fuliza. So I get M-Pesa and I'm like, hey. By the time I had figured what had happened, Eli. Sasa hii simu
You
naiwekanga
are
hapo,
speaking
namwambia
in
kama
tongues.
wewe ni mwanaume guza. Yes, guza. I will kill you literally. So
That's the time is, I'm the son, I'm the daughter
we
of
need to have some phone
Ole
etiquette.
something.
Let's have some phone etiquette.
Hello?
Yes.
Nyokabi, I think I lost you. So, guys, we are just having a conversation and we are trying to understand why is it a bad idea in the first place to get into your spouse's phone or your partner's phone and start snooping around. And what has come out clearly from the comment section is whatever you are looking for, be sure you will get. And when you get, all the ICUs in Nairobi are full. People are dealing with the COVID. Your heart problems will not be part of their problem. So be sure not to. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, Nyokabi, you're back. We can continue with the conversation. Go ahead, madam. So, Nyokabi, we have said this and this thing. There's another point I want you also to highlight. Where does the legality come into play? Because I was trying to get somebody to actually speak about this, but unfortunately, we are not able to reach them. But where does legality come in that you actually, somebody mentioned to me and said, to an extent, because it's a private property, unauthorized access is equally measured to be trespass.
It is trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
It
Unaweza
is
staki mtu,
trespassing. Yes, you can.
especially that one that will get some compromising information, and now
Yes.
go ahead, reach out
Yes.
to the recipient of that information and start insulting them. Did you
Yes.
know that according to
It
the
is.
Electronic Act, wewe utafungwa?
It is illegal. It is illegal for you to do that. Even these girls
They were stealing your nini. But now, because you've insulted them and there's proof you insulted them, with your partner's phone without his knowledge, express consent, wewe uko kwa tabu.
It is illegal. You know, especially women who go calling the side chick. Wacha tuite wanapigia the side chick and they start calling
Waiti
you,
side
babe.
chick, wewe sio side chick. Hiyo ni maua ya mzee, maua ya mzee. Unawadunisha sana, ni maua ya mzee. Tuendelee.
These side chicks, when you get their numbers and you call them and you start sending them messages, number one, it is illegal to insult somebody on the phone. Because first of all, you have even kept a record of the insult that you insulted them. They can't sue you for something that is called defamation. That is associating somebody with something they are not. So you should be very careful when it comes to matters the phone, because there are legal parameters that are there. And if you want to know that a phone is private, you see the messages that come to my phone through Safaricom. Unless you get a court order, Safaricom cannot give you those records. And Safaricom cannot use those records for anything. And if they leaked any of the information from my phone, they would pay me a lot of money for that. So you need to know that this thing is a private thing and it belongs to someone. And you have to respect that. Just because you're my partner, it doesn't mean that you have access to it. This is how I look at a phone, Eli.
Yeah.
I look at a phone like a personal car. And you know, people don't treat the reason why I choose to use a personal car as an example, people treat people's cars like they're public vehicles. The minute it is called a personal car, it is a personal car. You can't sit in your house early until because we are going to Limuru together, you decide that automatically Nyokabi will give you a lift. It is a personal car. You need to call Nyokabi and ask Nyokabi, will you give me a lift? And you can't take it personally if Nyokabi does not give you a lift. Number two, you can't come into somebody's personal car and then you start removing the dashboard and putting it in the back seat. Or you come into somebody's car and you find their shoes there, you remove them and put them somewhere else, because this is a personal vehicle. You must treat it as such. Right? And that's the same mentality that you must always have when it comes to somebody's phone. The same way you cannot go to a parking lot and get into somebody's car and drive off with it without their consent, without their permission, without them giving you the right to do that. Because if you drive my car without my consent, if you get into an accident, you're liable for it. And that is why the insurance companies always ask, who was the driver? And if they find that I'm driving Kamau's car, they first of all ask, what's the relationship between me and Kamau? And the second question they ask Kamau, did she have their consent to drive your car before the insurance company can pay for the damages that have happened? So you must always treat somebody's phone with that kind of a mentality. Leaving my phone on the table unlocked does not give you the mandate, or it does not give you the right to go ahead and open it and begin to do things with it. You must respect that. And the other example I want to use that people use to intrude and leave out boundaries. If you visit my house and you come to my house, the only place that I have given you access to is the sitting room. Please do not go to the bedrooms, opening bedrooms and getting in and starting to wear my perfume and wearing my eye pencils and doing what? Because you are my guest. We must always observe these boundaries. And they start simple with something like a phone. If you can't respect a phone, then you can't respect anything else in the relationship. Another example I want to give you, Ellie, of how people cross simple boundaries that are undefined and unwritten is I tell you my name is Nyokabi. Right? I tell you, tell me, hi, Ellie. You tell me, hi, Nyoka. I tell you, what's your name? I tell you, my name is Nyokabi. The next thing you call me Nyoks. Did I tell you my name is Nyoks? Do I not know that the name Nyoks exists and it is in relation to Nyokabi? I do. I probably have had that Nyoks my whole life. But because I have told you my name is Nyokabi, you must learn how to respect that and refer to me as Nyokabi. If I tell you my name is Brian, I'm not oblivious to the fact that kuna Brayo. Mimi nimekuambia naitwa Brian. So don't call me Brayo. If I tell you my name is Patrick, yes, if you ask me what's your name, Patrick, I did not say Pato. I said Patrick. If I wanted you to refer to me as Pato, I would have told you naitwa Pato, ama naitwa Brayo, ama naitwa Nyoks. Yes.
Na hiyo Nyoks, by the way, Nyokabi hates it with a passion.
With a passion, because it tells me that you and I, we can't be able to respect each other. We can't set simple boundaries together. And that means if I give you my phone to make a phone call, if you can't respect something as simple as pronounce my name the way I've given it to you, if I give you my phone, you will go beyond. You will even download my data and send it to yourself or
Uh-huh.
post it on social media, because it starts with simple things. Understanding your partner. Your partner has rights, and one of their rights is to have a phone. And they can choose to put a password in it. They can choose to put their facial recognition. They can choose to put their thumb wakitaka kufungua. However they choose to deal with that property that belongs to them, you must respect. You can't go there and start saying, oh, we are in a romantic relationship, so therefore I must have access to your accounts. I must know, those are boundaries that you must respect. I must see your phone. Let me see your gallery. Ujipiga selfie na nani. When somebody picks a phone to have a conversation with a friend, you're asking them, mulikuwa mnaongea na nani, kwa nini, wapi, mulipatana wapi, mnajuana aje, where are they calling you at this time? This person is a grown up. When they tell you their name is Patrick, their name is Patrick. When they tell you this is my phone, that is their phone. That is how you learn how to respect boundaries in relationships. Ellie.
Respecting boundaries in relationships, including this simple boundary that gets a lot of couples, partners, and for that matter, lovers into big problems. So, what has been your experience and your comments, and of course, your contribution to us with the hashtag Art in Heart? We are here with Nyokabi GK Kamau every single Wednesday in the relationship edition on Late Night Date with Ellie. Let's go back to the comment section. I see Innocent there. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And is and what Nyokabe is saying, respecting the boundaries. Thank you so much, sir. This is very own from Belgium. I appreciate you, sir. Phones are private. I can't try to touch my partner's phone or snoop. If anyone phone, hiyo ni sumu. Thank you so much. And of course, Salama confirms that and said, in case that was the issue, yes, we can go to case and win when people snoop on our phones. Thank you so much, Salama, for that. My base phone is again. I said no. She's not gonna do that. That was the end of it. Whatever she saw, only Angel Gabriel, Thomas, and herself can attest to it. Nyokabi, as we close
Yes.
down, what are these tips you will give to people that have questions to ask concerning their partners and becoming behavior with their phones instead of actually snooping into the phones?
Ellie, it's simple. Have a conversation. Have a conversation with your partner. Sit them down and ask them, I am concerned about 1, 2, 3 things. Articulate your concern. Don't come out accusing them and saying, wewe hata unashinanga kwa simu, you're always on your phone. What are you always doing on your phone? Oh, this person is always calling you at this particular time of the night. Respect their boundaries. Don't go to their social media and start scrolling who likes what, mostly who kijana lazima like photo zako. Oh, he must leave a comment down below. We ask them
Did you
all the
have
time.
to say that, Jokabi? Did you have to say
No,
that?
no,
I'm
we are
just
being
asking
practical.
because I'm saying that because, being in the space you are in, anybody, every dictum and Harry will actually like your photo when you post. And then there are this particular person that is supposed to be your person. They are always asking, "Na huyo ni nani aliangalia picha yako?
Na kwa nini ana
And
like kila saa?
why them? Kwani what is it between the two of you?"
Surely. These are the things you have to have a conversation with your partner. Sit them down, ask them, articulate. The word I'm using is articulate your concerns. Put them in writing. Let them be blunt. Let there be no mistake about your concerns and communicate them. Number 2, observe the phone etiquette rules. Have etiquette when it comes to phone, your partner's phones, your friends' phones. Have something that is called etiquette. Number 3, respect boundaries. Respect that phone, respect the person who owns the phone, respect how they want to deal with that phone. Number
Mm.
4, if you people, whatever works for you, works for you. You know, there are couples who they share everything, they share emails, they share account numbers, they share,
If Nyokabi,
they're an open book.
disclaimer. If you are to share my email with me and my messenger and my everything, you'll be buried before your days. I'm telling you for free. But let's
Yes.
see. Innocent asks here, and it's because we are out of time, Nyokabi. I would like for you to respond if you can. For some people, it may sound like one is hiding something. A partner can check your properties as she or he wishes. What do you think about this?
It's not about hiding something. And that's why we use the word boundaries and etiquette. And that's why we gave examples of cars so that somebody can open their mind about things. So, why are you thinking is because they're hiding something? Why is it sending that kind of a message to you? Again, it comes down to the underlying issue of trust. You need to trust your partner, and going through their phone isn't going to take that issue away from you. Finding what you're looking for isn't going to find that issue. Not finding what you're looking for isn't going to make you trust them more or less. So it's
Mhm.
an underlying issue of just trusting your partner and understanding why you need to have access to their private phone. And again, before you cut me off, Eddie, I was going to say, let what works for the relationship work for the relationship. If you're the kind of people who are open, you're an open book about
Mm.
everything with your partners and it works for you, go ahead. I have tried that, Ellie. It didn't work so well. At some point, we
Iliko
had to set
sana.
those boundaries. Yes, at some point, we had to set those boundaries of I don't want to go through your phone. I don't want you to go through my phone. And it's a hard conversation to have with someone because some things just happen. You know, you find you have downloaded a photo on your phone. You thought something was nice. You don't even remember what it is. When your partner sees it, they wonder, why do you have this photo of this person in your phone?
Or you are
So,
in a group that you discuss business or other matters, especially when it comes to men health and their
yes,
performance contracts, and then
yes,
bam, madams find and say, so this is what you're doing. Who sent it? Oh, you say narekelemo.
yes. So said, what works for you as a relationship, let it work for you. But for me, I always say boundaries are what works in relationship. It's very important. And I know men don't like this statement when I say that, and women don't like it that you should have boundaries. Boundaries is what makes a relationship healthy and not toxic. If
Boundaries
you
make us
yes,
healthy and not toxic. Okay.
and not
One more
toxic.
thing you want to say before we close up because we're really out of time.
I have forgotten.
Sometimes my mouth doesn't give me boundaries, but when it comes to phones, I believe that boundaries do matter. So stay
Yes.
away from that annoying gadget if you don't have to get into trouble. And if you need to know, just ask. And don't look for proof. You don't work for FBI or CIA because it will let you into trouble. Sometimes CIA is going after drug lord. They end up getting back to the office and discover the boss is actually the drug lord.
Yes.
So, guys, let's do this another time, another Wednesday next week with Nyokabi GK Kamau and yours truly, Eli Likuyani. Remember, on Friday, we're having another show on Art in Heart. And you know what is coming up? Let me just show people what is coming up. Unfortunately, it's going to take me a lot of manipulation to get there. So, guys, kindly bear with me. Bear with me as I do that. Yes, normally we don't do that, but the technician decided they wanted to do it differently this time round. So on Friday, we are talking about My Job, My Pride with hairstylist 254, or you can call him Sol Juma. Be here on Friday, 9:30 p.m. right here on Art in Heart. And guess what? Nyokabi likes it because Nyokabi happens to be a client.
Yes, I know Juma.
You know, Juma, he'll be right here on Art in Heart to discuss matters here. And I need to know how I can fix mine because it's been having a terrible 6 month starvation. So, guys, that's it for tonight. I hope you learned a lot. And if you didn't, step in next week because the conversation keeps going. Send us your conversation and rather your information about what you found interesting in this topic in the comment section, and be sure to reach out to this fair lady. Her name is Nyokabi GK Kamau, and I love that name because it's very original. Never had it anywhere else. That is Nyokabi GK Kamau. You can reach her on the following contact details, and that is on Facebook, YouTube, and the rest. Nyokabi GK Kamau +25478081097. She is a relationship coach, and of course, she has all other hats on her head. Nyokabi, that's it. Tuonane, salimie Mr. Kamau, mwambie kuanzia leo umekataza watu hauiti nyoks, jina yako
Yes,
ni
hata
Nyokabi
anajua, hata
GK.
anaambianga watu don't call Nyokabi Nyoks.
Okay.
The minute he hears you calling me Nyoks, he goes like, ooh, run for your life,
Here comes
run for
trouble.
your life.
Here comes danger. See you guys. It's been real. Till next time. My name is Likuyani Eli, as always, until Friday, right here on Heart in Heart.